Hey everybody, welcome to Lighthouse Learning. And today I'm going to tell you how you should solve neat question paper while giving your mock test as well as in the actual exam. So let's get started. So the first thing is order of attempting. So usually what happens is we are trained to attempt in the order of biology, chemistry, physics. This is the usual order which everyone follows. Yes, that's true. But what I would suggest you is you don't have any preconceived notion of the order in which you should attempt. What you do, go to the exam hall. Sometimes, like in 2020 NEET, what happened was chemistry was much easier than biology. I felt that. So you can start off with chemistry, then go to biology, then you can go to physics. So what I would recommend is start with the easier one. Like when they give you the question paper to read it for if they give you time to read the question paper, what you do, just go through, give a glance, and see which which subject is easier and start off with it. That will help you. That will give you confidence, and you will do the next subject better. So and other thing is never start off with physics. That is again my suggestion. That's because it's really time consuming, and at times maybe the time consumed, the proportion of time and fetching you marks is not it's not actually proportional. So I would say recommend you either start off with chemistry and biology or biology and end with physics. Okay. Now the next thing is. Always reattempt the paper. That is, once you're like done through all the, like you have read every question, every single question, and you're like one round you've completed, what you do, you go back and always the first round you should try and complete within 2 hours. Okay, just have a target of completing within 2 hours. I know it exceeds, but yes, have a target of completing the first round within 2 hours. All right. Then what you do when you come to, like, when you again reattempt, that is when you revise every question again, the questions which you have marked, the unattempted questions, and questions which are in an oscillation, like whether you should attempt it or not, all such questions should be reviewed again. All right, that is very much important, especially for biology and chemistry. That fetches you a lot of marks again. So just ensure that you review the questions once again. Okay, and for physics, what I would recommend is for physics, just give 3 rounds of reviewing. Yeah, I'll talk about it in the next slide. And very important thing is for an exam like NEET, never take risks, because like if you have this or that, if you know, like partially you're doubted, you have a doubt whether it is option A or B, then what to do, just leave the question. Don't take a risk. Don't dive into a conclusion, this only will be the answer. Okay, so just leave them and attempt it. Come for the second round again. Like if you're like 70% confident, then go for it. Otherwise, don't. Never take risks. Okay, that too in the first round. Never ever take risks. That could be disastrous. All right, now coming to physics. So when you're solving physics problems, and yeah, when you're solving physics questions, what you do, after completing biology and chemistry first round, when you're in the first round of physics, this is my plan, that in the first round just read every question. Yes, like give a very quick reading. Okay, what I suggest you is start off with the theory questions. For example, very simple question, just in within 30 seconds you can just solve it and go on. Such questions you solve first. For example, they may ask you which of the following is diamagnetic substance. Again, you can just solve it within a minute, right? So first round for theory questions. Second round is for, yeah, in first round also include some direct formula based questions. For example, if they not formula based questions, some direct formula questions, they may ask you some direct formulas, right? That also you should include in the first round itself. For coming to the second round of physics, what you do is solve all the formula based 1 minute questions, like where it doesn't involve too much concepts. Just directly apply the formula, substitute the values, you'll get the answer. Such questions should be taken care of in the second round. Third round you should go for concepts involving formula based questions. For example, wherein you must use 2 to 3 formulas and 2 to 3 formulae, and you should get the answer. For such lengthy problems, a bit lengthy, okay? NEET usually they don't give you lengthy problems. Such questions you attempt in the third round. Fourth round, if possible, usually it's not possible. If you're like done with the first, second, and third round, go for biology second round. Go for sorry. After you're done with physics first and second round, go for biology second round. Go for chemistry second round. Now come to physics third round. In physics third round, you will have some concepts involving formula questions. Then after you're done with that, fourth round usually it's not possible. Like there are a lot of challenge, not a lot, a few challenging problems usually there are, pretty much. So you should uh, take a lot of time and think on it. So fourth round, if possible, go for it. Otherwise, the same time you can give in biology unattempted questions and chemistry unattempted questions. That is what I would recommend. All right. Moving on to the fourth tip, which is never slow down in the known questions. Usually, what happens is in the beginning, every student is very relaxed, cool, and they are very slow in the beginning. So, always take the pace from the beginning itself. That is what I would say. And for that, what you do is you just have time for each section. For example, for chemistry, 30 to 35 minutes. For biology, you have 40 minutes. Something like this. That is purely individuals. Yeah, it'll depend on your speed, okay? So for me, I complete my chemistry part in within 30 to 35 minutes. So entirely, okay? So it differs for each one of you, so that you should design it. Okay. Now, coming to the fifth tip, which is don't be overconfident and never get excited. This always happens with everybody. That's not abnormal, not at all. So, always be calm and composed when you're in the exam hall, and never get excited that once you're like, when once you've given a reading through every question, don't get excited that it's a very easy paper and I'll get a lot of marks, I'll get selection. Don't ever think all things, okay? Never judge any question paper that whether it's easy or hard or medium level. No, don't judge any question paper. What you do, you see, get the question. Once you get the question paper, read every question and you're just supposed to solve it. And don't don't think about it, like don't think about the level of difficulty and all, nothing else. Just see a question, just think about what is the way method to solve. That's it, nothing else. All right, the sixth tip is never give up and always have a rough idea of your score. That is, usually what happens is, after finishing the chemistry and biology part, what happens when you come to physics, and physics is really difficult. So you'll be losing your stability of mind and you'll be like, oh my god, I'll not get selected. So, don't do such things. Don't think that, don't think about anything. Just have stability of mind, never lose hope, and don't give up in half. Don't just leave the exam in half, okay? Always complete the exam. Always have that thing in your mind, okay? Never ever do that, okay? And also remember that the difficulty of paper is the same for all. So anything can happen, just remember that, okay? Always be optimistic when you go to the exam hall. And yeah, another thing is that when you're solving each section like chemistry and biology, you'll have just have a rough idea of how many questions you have left. For example, in chemistry, if you've like left like 3 to 4 questions maybe, just think that 3 4s are 12 marks, so probably around 12, some negative maybe if I get, then I'll be losing 20 marks, so I'll be getting 160 marks, something like that. Have a rough score, okay? Rough idea of your score. And even for biology, like have a rough idea that how many questions you have left. Based on that, if you're like in the border, like if you're getting if you're confident that you will be getting selected in the exam, then you can go on, take risks, okay? But if you're not confident, then don't at all take risks. As I've already tell you, it could be disastrous. It'll, while taking risks, it's not, the consequences are not visible, but after it, all right. So what you do, just have a rough idea of your score. All right. The seventh tip is always check your OMR filling whether it matches with the question number. So what happens is sometimes, yeah, I told you right. Like the question paper order is jumbled up from the practiced version of questions. Yes, usually you start off from question number one is physics, 1 to 45 physics, and 45 to 90 you have chemistry, and 90 to 180 you have biology. Just don't have this preconceived notion, okay? Because there you'll have chemistry as question. You may get question number one is chemistry, or question number one is biology. Give a lot of mock tests in such orders as well. And always in the mock test itself, always try to avoid wrong bubbling, okay? Once you have that practice of bubbling correctly, be very focused when you're bubbling. Don't think about the question, just see the question paper, place your index finger and match it and see, okay? And it only comes by practice, so practice sharing OMR even when you're giving offline exams. So what even when you're giving online exams. So what I would suggest you is, you people, before 2 weeks, right before 2 weeks before the exam, always try to give offline mock tests. That's because online usually you don't fill the OMR, right? So what you do, you give offline mock tests so that your bubbling and shading goes on correctly. In the final exam, you should have that practice, right? So always give offline mock tests before, like 2 to 3, 1 month before the exam. All right. So that's it. Thank you for watching this video. If you have any questions, or if you want me to make any videos regarding NEET strategies, you can comment in the section, and your comments are welcome. And thank you for watching.